Helen was a young girl in her 20s who was depressed. She had nothing going well in her life. She had no friends, no boyfriend, no job, and she blamed her parents for everything that she lacked. But she realized that no amount of blaming brought her any happiness. In fact, the more she blamed, the unhappier she got. She started hanging around with other girls who were lonely and unhappy like her. She started smoking and drinking excessively until one day when she met her mentor who gave her the secret to finding bliss in her life. She told her that getting bliss in your life starts with finding bliss where you are. No matter how bleak the life that you're currently living, you always have the power to create the existence that you desire. It all starts with a simple decision that each of us must make, and that is to acknowledge that what we have now is good. It does not mean that life will be good when or life will be good if, but life is good now. Helen's mentor told her, celebrate and enjoy now. Don't wait for things to change. Look around for perfection in the things as they are. Look in this moment and find what you can love, what you can be grateful for. It is not that you must stop wanting things, but the things you want will come quicker when you begin to love what you have right now. Helen looked around her. She was friendless, boyfriendless, careerless. It seemed very gloomy at first glance. She was not inclined to celebrate. She had no practice in looking for the good. She felt sad and weepy and she said, no, thank you. I do not wish to look for the good. You see, Helen was attached to misery. She had practiced being miserable for more than a decade. But then one day, she woke up to the realization that she was actually bored of her misery. She was bored of complaining, of crying, of blaming her parents. She realized that her misery had not done her any good. So she was now ready to try something new, even if it felt weird or scary at first. It had to be better than what misery had brought her. So now she began looking at her life with a new perspective. She decided to look for the perfection in her circumstances. Slowly, she realized that people her age were in the middle of messy divorces and child custodies. She felt grateful that her life was simpler. She had no one demanding her time or money. She was free. She lived in a beautiful city and was free to do whatever she wanted to. She stopped blaming her friends, her parents, and life in general for everything. She stopped feeling like a victim. It was only a week later that Helen met a guy who eventually became her husband. And this was a natural consequence of her courageous choice to love herself and love life. It seems as though the universe is hovering in the periphery of our lives and just waiting for us to make the decision that life is good now. And as soon as we grab hold of that, it gives us a kick up on the ladder to our dreams. Depending on your current situation, it may require the most inspiring courage to accept that what you have is good. But remember, you start loving life and the universe provides the kick. So, what are you waiting for? Just bloom where you are planted and thank me later. Keep shining.